I'm Mort, your host on Change Your Voice, Change Your Life. In studio with me is a young lady who has a nodule on the vocal cords, which is quite prevalent in this country. We commit voice suicide. I coined that term years ago, and I wrote a book called Stop Committing Voice Suicide. Do you have trouble with your voice? Do you sound like this? You sound like that? Has your doctor told you you need surgery for your vocal cord growth? Here's a young lady telling her story about her nodule, and we're going to show it on pictorials so you could see a piano keyboard which shows the lights, and we're going to discuss what I'm doing for her and how she can get the nodule to disappear all naturally without surgery. Nadia, welcome to Change Your Voice, Change Your Life.
Thank you. How are you?
Good.
Good.
When you talk, where do you feel it? Just point to it.
When I speak, I feel it right in here.
You went to a doctor. Tell me the story.
I went to a doctor because I was hoarse for a while, raspy, and she basically told me that I had a nodule, one or two nodules forming on my vocal cords, to take some rest, gargle some salt water, and basically it could go away and maybe not. Maybe we'd have to do surgery to remove them. So I was supposed to go back a month later, and I ended up not going because I didn't want to resort to surgery, and it didn't get better. So basically, that's where I'm at now.
Did you see other doctors?
I was referred to another doctor. They were going to do a laryngoscopy, and they were talking about doing laser to remove the nodules. And I've heard just try not to get surgery done on the vocal cords, so I haven't gone back.
The other doctor said you were hoarse or something? Chronic
hoarseness. He pretty much told me I had chronic hoarseness and I needed to take care of it right away.
How was he going to take care of it?
Through surgery.
Why was he doing surgery on a benign growth called a nodule on the vocal cord?
He said that the nodule was causing damage to the vocal cords, and that's the only way to get rid of him was through surgery.
Well, there's a very natural way. If you just change your voice, you change your life and your voice comes out.
Right.
You're talking in the lower throat over here, and you should be talking up in the face. I'm going to go through this whole approach so the audience can understand what I'm asking you to do.
Okay.
You've come in as a patient of mine. I've seen you once,
yes,
and we're going to talk about what I told you and what I want you to do. And I have a book called Change Your Voice, Change Your Life. It's in the 19th printing. Was with HarperCollins, and they think it's the best book in the field. It's in the library, as is another book called Stop Committing Voice Suicide. Where do you feel the pressure when you talk?
Right now, I feel the pressure in my lower neck area, right through here.
You feel tight?
It feels tight.
Yeah. What do you do?
I am a personal trainer at a gym, a boot camp gym, where I use my voice a lot to teach. And I'm also an actress where I have to use my voice in class and so forth.
What did your acting coach tell you about your voice?
My acting coach said, you need to take care of your voice, because I would go up to do a scene and hardly any volume would come out. And if so, I was cracky or really raspy, not very easily understood. So he said, if you're going to keep doing this, you need to use your instrument properly, and you're not.
What's happening when you are a personal trainer in boot camp? What happens to your voice?
I have a mic, but I do a lot of yelling, I guess you could say. I use my voice really loud. So it just strains it. So when I'm done teaching, my voice is almost gone.
You have neck muscles, I felt yesterday when you came in.
Yes.
Very tight neck.
Very tight.
Does it hurt?
It hurts now. Yeah.
On the cover of Stop Committing Voice Suicide, I gave you a book.
Yes.
It says the symptoms. Do you remember the symptoms? Hoarseness?
Yes.
What are the symptoms?
Hoarseness, I think raspy, tightness.
Feeling of pain in the lower throat?
Yes.
Throat clearing?
Throat clearing.
You can't get volume?
Exactly. Short, feel like I don't have enough breath.
People can't hear you.
Exactly.
They ask you, what did you say?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're showing a voice mirror, which indicates immediately where she's talking, the pitch range. And just tell me about the problems that you have when you're a personal trainer, and look at the lights and see where you are.
The problems that I'm having is I'm not able to talk for very long because I'm running out of breath.
Okay, now I want you to hum the first bar of Happy Birthday. And where does the light go?
The light goes around the A, B, C, D range.
And when you talk, look at where you said it.
F, G and below. F, E, D, the lower.
Yeah. You feel that voice in the lower throat when you're talking normally?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want you to hum the first bar of Happy Birthday again. Where do you feel your voice?
Through my nose area.
Mm-hmm.
Right here in the front of my mouth.
Okay, we're going to go back in time. I'm going to talk about a voice image in chapter 4 of Change Your Voice, Change Your Life. I talk about a voice image and voice identity. I wrote about this in The Art and Science of Psychotherapy in 1971. This is the key element, a psychological and emotional attribute as to why people commit voice suicide or get nodules or polyps or contact ulcer or premalignancies, papillomatosis, keratosis, leukoplakia, and why they get a strangled voice. The medical field says the strangled voice is hopeless. They've never had a single cure in 135 years. And they do surgery, they do Botox, it's the Botox voice. My take on it is they're talking in the lower throat and should be talking up there, just like I'm going to have Nadia do for nodules. Okay?
Okay.
Hum the first bar again. Who told you to lower the pitch of your voice?
A client.
What was the client's take?
She said, you teach a great class, but your voice is kind of high, so it might annoy people. You might want to take it down and make it a little bit deeper.
Did you have trouble when you had a higher pitched voice?
No, it didn't even seem high pitched to me. It just was clear.
Clear. Is your voice clear now?
No.
Okay. When did it change?
I would say end of June, July, that time, sometime around there.
This past year?
Yes.
So it's recent?
Yes.
And what are you finding when you try to talk in the morning? Is your voice low pitched?
It's very low pitched.
That's the morning voice.
Yeah.
And I suggested that you do a lot of humming in the morning to warm up your voice, a voice tune-up. Could you hum the first bar of Happy Birthday? Go on. And where does your voice go?
B, C, D, E
Where
range.
do you feel it?
And right here. In my nose and in my mouth.
That's called the mask, M-A-S-K. Comes from ancient Greek times when actors, actually, the men, talked into a mask. Literally, not figuratively, because 2,500 years ago in ancient Greek times, women were not allowed on stage, so the men imitated the women talking through a real mask. That's where all good and great voices are. You're talking in the lower throat. That's where all bad voices are. That's where papillomatosis, people with the premalignancies, leukoplakia, keratosis talk. That's where all strangled voices talk. Always, all strangled voices talk in the lower throat. It's called spasmodic dysphonia. That's the medical take. They believe it's a dystonia, which means that it's hopeless, it's a neurological problem, so they do surgery or they Botox the voice for life, 4 to 10 times a year, or more each and every year for life. You have a very simple problem. So do people who have spasmodic dysphonia, papillomatosis, and all these various problems, naturally. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I want you to take your finger and put it at the bottom of your breastbone and jiggle it. That's the area, it's the solar plexus, it's the top of the solar plexus, and you jiggle that area very gently, but staccato. That means fast. You want to do that?
Yeah.
And hum. And where does your voice go?
A, B.
And when you said A, B, where does your voice go?
Down, lower.
Right. So when you talk, you go lower, but when you hum and use the C spot, that's a discovery I made years ago. It's in my books, and the books are in the library. When you use the C spot, and the C spot is called the Cooper C spot. When you do that, do it again. Now where does your voice go? Try it again.
That one was around C, D.
Yeah. And when you talk, where does your voice go?
It goes down to F and G.
You're talking at the basal or lower pitch of your voice. Now you didn't talk that way.
No.
Can you talk the way you talked 6 months ago?
I can't remember how it
You
sounds.
lost the auditory memory span.
Yes. I don't remember what it even
That's
sounds
right.
like.
You lost it. What I'm trying to get you to do is feel the voice you had before. Feel it. So I want you to go back and say, Again? Now just take the and hold the and look at the lights and see where they go.
BC.
Do you feel the buzz in your face? That's where I want you to talk throughout the day. And you know how you do that? People love to hear you talk. And you talk on the so you get the pitch range back where you were before because you lost it. Can you say and then say one, two, and watch the lights.
One, two, three.
Yes, you're keeping it up. Yesterday when you were in my office, how did you do it? You said one.
I did one, two, three.
And I want you to keep the number up one, two.
One, two, three.
And I want you to say, how are you with that voice? How are you?
How are you?
That's right. Say it again.
How are you?
Now say it in the old voice.
How are you?
Yeah. Can you hear the difference?
I can hear the difference. I can feel the difference.
You can feel the difference. So we're working on a feely basis.
Yeah.
If you don't have feeling in your arm, if you don't have feeling, you will be dead very quickly because you will put your arm in an elevator, door. Do you follow?
Yes.
If you don't feel it, you don't know where it is. So we operate on feeling things.
Right.
Kinesthetic. I'm trying to get you back to feeling where your voice is.
Right. Will that, once the voice is up higher, will that take the pressure off? Obviously, it'll take the pressure off the lower throat, but is that what's going to get rid of the nodules?
Two things will get rid of the nodule. You ready?
Yes.
We talked about two things yesterday in my office. What was the second item?
Just wait. Diaphragmatic breathing.
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 How did you breathe in the office? Put your hand on your midsection. And did your stomach move when you took air in?
No, my upper chest did.
Okay. That's called upper chest breathing. And it's clavicular breathing. It's the worst type of breathing. Your chest moves up and you have shallow breathing. Right, your shoulder.
Right.
You can't get control. The midsection muscles are called diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragmatic.
Diaphragmatic.
It means you're using 4 muscles in the midsection. 4 muscles. They're all paired. And